Hey YouTubers, it's Paradigm Shifty 999, the first LoFiologist. Now, today I'll be reviewing Less People. The album's titled Self-Reflection. This is the album review. Now, this album is best played in solitude, isolation, or as we all know, quarantine. Not to be too scientific, but straight dolo. The smooth motion timing of the unorthodox calculated instruments gives this mini EP the necessary ingredients to self-medicate its listening audience. This album can be played among friends during many low-key activities, such as sitting around the hot tub to casual evenings in the sunroom. However, the healing powers of this album will be better received when you are alone and completely receptive to this audio therapy. Now, the first track, titled What Will You Do, starts strong with a deep piano, but the trailing snap and piano strikes creates the origins of this emotionally deep-based composition. The piano and bass pair nicely to prepare for the depth of the bass that eases in at 0:16. The mixture between the alternating snare and cymbal with the offbeat hi-hat provides a great volley between these instruments. The gasp of air at 0:29 seems to provide life breath to the track and prepare for the saxophone to ease in at 0:59. Now, this saxophone is not just a saxophone, but a long winding road down a path of lo-fi healing. Take it from my experience, you can gain a lot from experiencing it that way. Now, but please help me understand what happens at 1:07. It sounds like an aerosol can gets shaken up and then the ball in the can is bounced in an offbeat timing which competes with the timid and distant tapping hi-hats. The ending gives us nice transition into the next masterpiece, which is titled Oh Badu. Now, Oh Badu gets right to it with introductory bass thump and crisp grandfather clock timed hi-hats and snare. We then start on an autonomous-like ride that includes the previously mentioned instruments in addition to some magical bells and light pads sprinkled across the composition. But at 3:39, the MVP stands for Most Valuable Piano. I know everybody knew, but just figured I'd throw that in there, in case somebody did, but I know y'all know. Now that MVP, Most Valuable Piano, dances its way into our ears. Now, at 3:55, the piano initiates its signature move that's sure to dazzle any onlookers. Or on-hearers, I don't know if that's a word, but it applies. Tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. Specifically, pay attention to the soft but assertive piano that seems to almost softly tumble downhill, only to do a great dismount at 4:03. And now it's time to use those lo-fiology ears and listen right at 4:17, which loops at 4:31. Sounds like a cry for help from a lost soul. The stop at 5:20 somehow feels like it teleports us to another melody, even though it remains the same. The way the piano ended was beautiful and well timed, but I could have done without the additional pulsating sound as it was finishing. This track has been mentioned by some to be a bit depressing, but I believe it to be quite the contrary. As someone that battles with depression myself, this song allows us to process these feelings This music offers us a bit of therapy in this fast-paced, high-stress life. The best results are received when these feelings of isolation and hopelessness begin to overtake your mind. Put on your headphones, zone out to maximize results. In the end, you will feel a reduction of depressive thoughts and you will be mentally better equipped to navigate through this unforgiving world. And yes, I speak from experience. I relate to numerous people out there, I'm sure. Now the third track, Eternal Now, continues in this slow, warping theme in the EP. It begins by gently introducing us to an airy array of sounds, but the magic happens at 742 into 743 when the hi-hats echo into an airy chorus background sample. The star of the track is the majestic xylophonish sound that emerges at 8 minutes even. This tranquil instrument will lead you through a series of miniature adventures. My favorite part is at 8:13 when the xylophone drops, there's a slight pause and the rain gets louder, which creates a greater depth of emotion to the song. I love how at 8:45 the sharp slapping snare is replaced by a soft snap. The ending nicely fades out without the echoing snare and little twinkling bells. And now the finale, which is titled Noisy World. It starts out just like a soft, soothing, familiar outro, but the sample at 10:42 opposes that idea. It then gives way to the water-filled background sound and alternating hi-hat shakes. The introduction of the descending piano at 12:15 brings us further down into this dream state that can only be broken up by a nicely transitioned sample at 12:53, which is from the beginning of the track. Now, this is a Noisy World sample that's repeated, sits well with me for several reasons. Mainly due to the fact that it contradicts the entire theme of the mini EP, and it gives an excellent description of why alone time can be healthier and more beneficial than most would believe. I definitely have to include the artwork, which is created by Endless Takeout. To me, this artwork, it shows a guy laying on the ground looking up at the clouds. What makes the scene perfect is that we can all relate because we've all been there glancing into the sky for answers. And at first it seems just to be a still picture, but look into the gentleman's glasses and we can see the reflection of the clouds passing in the sky above through his glasses. Very, very nice, subtle touch. I enjoyed that. Thank you. Now, on this mini EP, my favorite track is Badu. It sits home with me for many reasons. 45. It's very inviting, intriguing, and it pulls you in. Allow yourself to be pulled in. Multiple times you'll recognize more instruments blending with each other and make it even better each time you listen to it. My least favorite track was Noisy World. And I say that because we only can pick out a 4 here. It was just that the other 3 were better than Noisy World, but I love the 4th track, Noisy World. In my opinion, Badu, like I said, would be the favorite. My second track would be the first one. Then the third would be the third, and Noisy World bringing in the rear. But with that said, when it's all said and done, I like to rate this album a 8 out of 10. It's a very, very strong mini EP. I like how that's titled, especially to have only 4 tracks and be this intriguing. It's very, very interesting what was compiled into this, 4-track mini EP consisting of 13 minutes. So like I said, I give it an 8 out of 10. The artist, producer is less.people. The mini EP is titled Self-Reflection. This is released by Chillhop Music, and it was released in 2019. And it definitely fulfills the genre of music, LoFi Hip Hop. So, let's grow this LoFi community by showing some love to that subscribe button. Tap the notification bell and select all so you don't miss the latest LoFi reviews. If you like this review, please click the like button so that these LoFi reviews can start to be seen by more people in the future, more LoFi enthusiasts. Feel free to add me a comment below and let me know what beats that you would like for me to review. Maybe even which ones to stay away from. And if I didn't mention it, when you subscribe, tap the notification bell and select all. Okay, write these instructions down if you cannot remember all of them, okay? Thank you. And as always, peace, love, and LoFi, y'all.